my fellow Wedding Florist friends, and welcome to the Wedding Florist Social Podcast. This is the podcast for wedding florists to learn all about acing their online presence. I'm your host, Vicky Laffey, and as a wedding florist of over 10 years now and a certified digital marketer, I want to help you get the right clients, get more followers, and never be stuck for content ideas again. Click the link in my description to get your free Wedding Florist Guide to Social Media Content Creation today. Well, hello, my fellow florists, and welcome back for another episode of Wedding Florist Social. It's lovely to see you back again, and I'm really enjoying being back in the swing of things after a bit of a break in the series. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I've noticed some changes lately, and a number of florists I've spoken to have too, and I wanted to do a bit of a podcast on this topic. I wanted to talk to you about a question that a lot of other florists have been giving me. A handful of florists have been in touch recently to tell me that things like they're losing sales because they're quoting, but they're not quite managing to seal the deal for whatever reason. Maybe that they're being told they're too expensive, for example. Now, this all came about because I had this idea because a particular florist got in touch, and she felt so bad about it that she didn't want to post it publicly on my Facebook group over on the Worldwide Wedding Florist community. Link for that is in the podcast description if you want to join up, if you're not already a member. But she didn't want to post publicly because she felt so bad. She says, I struggle with pricing. I live in a small town. And although I've done several weddings, I don't manage to seal the deal quite often. I give a fair and reasonable price, and they act like it's too much. And, I'm seeing this sort of thing happen more and more often, I think. Certainly, like I say, a number of florists have got in touch. In my own business, I'm not saying people not spending, but I am noticing a change. I mean, I think with all of the stuff going on in the world at the moment, certainly in the UK, there's an energy price craziness going on. The cost of our both business and home electric and gas and things like that is just going sky high. Fuel's gone sky high too, and just all of our costs seem to be rising. In turn, that means as wedding florists, our actual product is going sky high as well, because our growers are having to heat their greenhouses and things like that, and the transport costs of getting the things to us, and that's before we've even done anything with them. Everything's just going really, really crazy in the world right now, and as business owners, that makes us nervous because, well, two reasons really. Because firstly, we're thinking, how are we going to afford this? But also, people are coming to us with stuff like this as well. I'm certainly seeing a societal change after this post-Brexit, post-COVID craziness that's going on. And, I'm seeing people just kind of valuing different things. I'm also seeing a shift in people, the kind of weddings I'm getting through for lower budgets as well. Not sure if other people are seeing this, but, there was a point where I wouldn't generally do lower budget weddings. Not out of choice, just people didn't really come to me for those sort of things. People would come to me. My average spend was about sort of between 2,000 and 3,000. That was quite a normal thing, and I certainly still get those. But I'm seeing more people having smaller weddings. Now, that generally for me anyway means two things. That they're either doing a small wedding and then really enjoying having the spare money to spend on the decor and, maybe like a huge long runner of flowers along a big banqueting table or something. Or because they've got less tables and they're having to feed less people, they're having, the big table centers they wanted, or, that sort of thing. Excuse me. Or they're just having something low key. They just want something nice for the registrar table or signing table or whatever you choose to call it during the ceremony. bouquets, buttonholes, things like that. Now, generally, for me, in the past, in my experience, I've found the kind of people who just order things like that are the kind of people who don't value flowers, and they're not really bothered about having flowers. They just want to order a few key pieces because flowers don't really matter to them. Whereas now I'm kind of seeing people just, they're more bothered about getting married. They're finally getting married because they've been with each other for years and they've delayed this after COVID, or maybe they've just got, due to the cost of living crisis, they've got different things to spend their money on. Or there's a whole host of reasons why society is changing right now, and why I'm seeing this shift in what people are ordering. So as a result, I'm seeing people, seeing these more low key kind of, bouquets and buttonholes and, just a few key pieces sort of weddings actually being really enjoyable to work on. They're usually quite local to me. And they're easy to do that, but they're also lovely people to deal with. And that's a huge thing for me. That's part of my criteria for taking on a client. Absolutely. Because it could be the most wonderful wedding in the world, but if the client's difficult, that totally ruins it for me, no matter how much they've spent. So I'm definitely seeing this shift and people ordering different things. But I'm also hearing from other florists that people are just being really cautious, or maybe the I don't know whether it's because maybe the cost of flowers has gone up so much, and people are just kind of shocked now to see such, in what is in their mind, a high figure when you send them the quote. What I would say to that is, to help any fellow florists who might be out there listening, is to just, I know it's difficult, but stick with your guns here. It's more important, more than ever, to stand firm with your pricing. In the past, maybe we could have gotten away with, just being a little bit, taking pity on the person or whatever and charging a bit less. So maybe just throwing something in as a little extra, or thinking, it's okay, I like that person, I'll let them have that lower price, or whatever the case is. But now more than ever, we absolutely have to stand firm with our pricing, and we can't allow ourselves to be beaten down or made to feel bad because somebody out there thinks that we're too expensive. There's no margin for error, essentially. There's very little margin for error. I think we have to be quite smart with our buying now. So that's one side of it. We have to be very careful in how we deal with customers in terms of promising exact varieties and things like that. I see an awful lot of florists on Facebook groups showing, an inspiration picture of a bridal bouquet, for example, and saying the bride's asked for this. What varieties do you think are in it? Absolutely try and snap out of that, you guys, because it absolutely matters not one jot what that specific variety is. For a start, the photograph's probably photoshopped and edited and stuff to make the colours not realistic anyway. But your future self won't thank you when it's stressed in the future when it comes to the time of the wedding, when you can't find that exact variety anyway. So just be very general when you are quoting for people. So most of mine are florist choice now. There's now and again, when you need something particular, like a white orchid or something like that, there's nothing you could substitute it with, really. But I'm always, very sort of general with everything else. I would never say white avalanche rose, for example. I would at most say white rose. And even then, to make sure that they know it's not white. But I would be quite general. I would maybe even just say something to match, this is in the description on the quote, by the way. I would say something along the lines of, something to a beautiful hand-tied bouquet in the style of the flowers on your inspiration pictures that you've sent. maybe whites and greens in a rustic style, or, something quite general like that. I may put suggested flowers include, roses or stocks or whatever, but not all the time. I think it's more important you can talk that out during the consultation. You could really make them feel comfortable during the consultation that you have their vision in your head, but you don't have to be too specific about it. To be fair, even if you did quote them for like 10 stems of avalanche rose in something, they're not going to understand what that means. Anyway, they may go away and Google avalanche rose, and then that rose could look totally different than the picture you showed them during the consultation. So just be super general about it. This will help you keep your costs down when it comes time to the wedding. Because if you've promised like an exact, say, Playa Blanca rose or something like that, then they're going to expect that. And if you can't get a hold of that, or you can get a hold of it, but it's like twice the price it normally is, and then you all of a sudden make no profit from it, then it makes the whole exercise pointless, really. So be very general. It allows you to maybe shop on your wholesaler's website and have the freedom and the creativity to shop for things that would really make a beautiful bouquet for them and keep in with their theme and the kind of style that they want, whilst also making sure you make a profit as well. Because at the end of the day, that's why we're in this. So stand firm with the pricing for that reason. And that's some way we can actually help you do that. Honestly, your future self will absolutely thank you, because you'll be less stressed, I suppose, because you'll have a diary full of lovely clients who actually value your pricing and who don't quibble over it. And also you'll be making a profit too. Now, another way to help you with that is your online presence. It's absolutely key. And I know I bang on about this, but this is what I teach you guys. This is all about your online presence. Your online presence is there it's not just to get you found on Google. It's there to help you be found by the right people and help to sort of filter out the people who aren't right for you as well. Somebody may find your website on Google, or I don't know, come across an Instagram post that you're tagged in, and then check out your profile on there. And they might look at you and think, well, their style's not really for me. And that's fine, you guys. That's absolutely fine. On the flip side, they might think, oh, this is amazing. This person's stuff is amazing. I love this florist. I want to take it further. And they go through your process. By the way, listen to my podcast on 3 reasons why you need a website inquiry form, because that will help you with that. But your online presence is key here. What you want to be doing is attracting the people that are right for you. And what that does is ensure that you attract people who aren't going to quibble over your pricing, because they're going to be sold on you before they even, get the quote. They're going to be looking at you online and thinking, I love their stuff. I want this person for my wedding, or I really, really hope I can get this person for my wedding. They'll have a consultation with you, whether that be on Zoom or phone or in person or however you do them. And that's only going to further cement the fact that they want you for their wedding. They're hopefully going to leave that consultation with some, like confidence in you. And they're going to leave it thinking, oh, right, I've got a really good idea of at least a much better idea of what my wedding's going to look like now. And I'm really confident that Vicky can carry that off. She has some really good ideas, and I feel really comfortable, and that she's gonna, she knows her stuff and things like that. So your online presence is key to attracting that sort of person. The more you work on that, and the more you work on attracting your ideal client through your online presence, so your website, your Instagram, your Facebook, your TikTok, whatever you use, the better the end result's going to be, and the more time you're going to spend on people who are the right clients, as opposed to people who actually, spend all this time with you, and you spend all your time and energy on them and in the consultation and creating your quote, only for them to say thanks but no thanks. that isn't an efficient use of your time or their clients, essentially. So I hope that's helped you guys a little bit. I would just further add that it is okay to lose sales as well. Please don't go into every consultation thinking, oh my gosh, I really hope I get this wedding. I need this wedding. This sounds like a lovely wedding. I really need this. And I think this is more common amongst newer wedding florists as well. But we all experience it at the end of the day sometimes. But please try not to, hang all your hopes on one particular wedding or consultation. It's a bit of a bummer when you spend all that time on something and they don't book. That's one of the reasons why I do my initial consultations on Zoom or phone now and never meet people in person, because I found that it was you're always going to get people who don't book. You're never going to book 100% of the time. But hats off to you if you do. But in my experience, that's never been the case. And I think that's sort of fairly normal amongst people. But I've gone off on a tangent there, you see, and I've lost my place now. But you're never going to book 100% of people, so I always do them on Zoom, because I found that I was wasting my time. I was traveling into my workshop, leaving enough time to sort of get the place ready and making sure everything was available for people, and all that. I'd done a bit of sort of swatting up beforehand, and gotten prepared for the meeting, and then spend time with them. And, because it's not just time, it's energy as well. You do sort of, you try to sort of seem excited about it, show them your excitement, and, show them all the good things you can do. And then there's the time afterwards. And I never spend too long doing that either, thanks to my 17 hat system, by the way. You guys, I would highly recommend a system like that to make this quoting process as quickly as possible. So you're not doing, loads of, spending hours emailing wholesalers, asking them what the price of red roses will be in 6 months' time and that sort of thing, because that is a drain on your time and energy too. And that just makes the whole thing worse when they don't book, So there's processes, there's your online presence, and then there's your processes in terms of how you quote and how you run consultations and things that will make your life easier too. But it is okay to lose sales. But I think the key is to try and attract more of a high percentage of the ones who are right for you, so that there is a higher likelihood of those people booking you and a higher conversion rate, as it were. So I hope you find that useful, guys. Do get in touch if you've got any more questions. Check out the links in the bio in the podcast description for the things that I've mentioned, such as 17 hats. I would highly recommend it. And that link gets you a free trial too, and I think it gets you 50% off if you sign up too, so it's well worth it. But honestly, highly recommend it. If you've got any questions, either email me or come over and join me on the Worldwide Wedding Florist community group, and join my lovely community of like-minded florists and lovely people who are all there to help. All right, take care, you guys, and I will see you on the next episode. Flower on. Well, thanks so much for listening all the way to the end of Wedding Florist Social. Remember to hit subscribe so that you don't miss out on any future episodes. And if you want access to some free community and support, then head across to Facebook and look me up on the Worldwide Wedding Florist community group. I look forward to seeing you there.